B.O.S.S, Business Optimization System Simplified. The author, Joanne Sigurdson, Winnipeg, Manitoba. And this is such an important book. And Joanne, you're going to explain why today, because if I'm not mistaken, your efforts as an executive coach with Tech Canada, as a consultant, really is all distilled into this book that you created.
Yes, 200 pages, Garen. First of all, you inspired me to help write this book, to motivated me to write this book, which is really an amalgamation of learnings over the years of coaching leaders about what it takes to lead a company into success.
What it takes to be the boss.
What it takes to be the boss. And
Yep.
so the acronym was appropriate because it's Business Optimization System Simplified.
Now, let's take you to the day, because I had no idea that this happened, but it did.
Right.
And I think people would be interested to know sometimes, Joanne, how the idea for a book can come about. So here's my version of the story. It's February of 2022, Calgary, Alberta. It's a big conference for Tech Canada and chairs right across the country. And Joanne's up on stage doing a presentation.
Right, on a model that I developed for the presentation based on my coaching, which I thought was very basic, really. It was 4 quadrants, the 4 major things that make a business work.
Right, and I'm sitting in the audience and my jaw is dropping. And let me tell you why. It was the first moment I felt someone had taken all the many complexities of business and simplified everything into 4 quadrants: people, operations, finance, marketing. I just thought, Joanne, I still think to this day, that's one of the most original ideas I've ever seen in the world of business and management consulting.
Yes, and the interesting thing is that it's based on leadership as well, the leader's role in scaling a business, using that model by looking outward into their organization to see what needs to be worked on, what needs their attention, so that everything's in balance as they scale or grow an enterprise, because all 4 of those quadrants have to be in balance. Right?
And have you found that at any one time, a business has to pay more attention to one of those 4 quadrants than others?
That's exactly what this model does. It gets the leader out of the business to look in on it and say, look, we need to spend more time on our operations. We're not very efficient, or we need to spend more time on the financials. So it really gives them a holistic view of the business from the outside in using this model.
If any one of the 4 things are, shall we say, I'll use a technical business term, if any one of the 4 things is like out of whack, what happens?
Well, obviously they can't succeed in really scaling properly and efficiently. And sometimes it leads to failure. So a leader's attention really needs to be focused on scaling those all in harmony, so that the business is growing and they're building out the framework continually.
Business is very much an ecosystem, isn't it? And people are still at the heart of it, no matter what happens with AI, for example.
Yes, and people are one of the most important components today. But the world is changing so fast, a leader needs to get out of that. They need to get out of the weeds and look at their business, looking down into the business.
And that's why this book is important. B.O.S.S, Business Optimization System Simplified, Joanne Sigurdson. Congratulations. It's out there now. It's available. I'm sure it's available.
Yes, it's available today, actually, on Amazon.com and going on Barnes & Noble and other distribution channels. So.
What was the one final question. What was the most rewarding thing, Joanne, for you?
I think
at a very personal level, about bringing this to life?
I mean, besides finishing it and getting it to the publisher, I think the journey that I went through with my stories, there's a lot of storytelling of a success and not success stories in the book. So I think it was reconnecting with all those stories as I wrote it.
If you want to be the boss, get the boss. Joanne Sigurdson, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Never forget, you can't create a legend without a story. And just like Joanne, you might be only one story away from creating your own legend.